Hi everyone, I'm just coming on for a quick project share. Um, I am a member of Scrimpy's Elite Group, which is Stampin' Up demonstrator Amanda Charlesworth. If you spend, on average, £25 a month, you get added to her Facebook group, which is Scrimpy's Elite. And you get added extras for being in that group, which include a set of tutorials for you to print out every month, made up from various other Stampin' Up demonstrators who have collaborated to offer this service. They are exclusive, they are not online for YouTube or for Facebook or anywhere else. They are simply for the elite group members to use on their own. So I am not showing the tutorials. I have them printed out and I have them beside me, but I will show you what I made. Now, these are not exact replicas. I have used the dimensions of the tutorial for the card base. I have used the stamp as the focus is the same. On one of them I've slightly changed the stamp because I didn't have that set, but generally speaking I slightly alter a bit in a piece. So anyway, first card I made this evening was this one here, and it is using Berry Burst. Move that out the way. Right, so it's using Berry Burst cardstock, and there is a paper insert inside, which I will stamp a little thank you verse in there as well. But for the main, I have stamped the sentiment onto Whisper White. The sentiment was from Thankful Thoughts. No, that was the one. Can't remember. One of the thank you sets. Then I added a paper strip with an adhesive sticker from the Memories and More card set, Colour Theory collection. And then I've just added a few wee rhinestones. I added two on the little slither of paper, and then I've added three on there. And you can see that's really kind of all I've done. I have used my layering ovals dies to die cut the sentiment, and then I've used the coordinating scallop framelit to go around the outside just to give it a nice wee border. And I think it's pretty. I haven't added any extra bling, Wink of Stella, glitter, anything like that. I have just kept it really simple, and I think it's pretty. Oops, sorry, my table's a bit of a mess because I have made a few cards tonight. I'm not feeling at my best. I'm feeling a bit groggy today, but I needed something to keep my mind off it, so this was my little diversion. The paper line I have used is from Fresh Florals DSP, which is a current designer paper, and Berry Burst. So everything on this card is a current 2017 album from the 2017 catalogue. And the rhinestones are the basic rhinestones. The next one up, I did alter this quite a lot. But I think it's worked out quite nice. It's on Flirty Flamingo, which is not a colour I use a lot. In fact, this was the first time I have actually used it, but I like it. So I used that as my card base. If I put I've not put an insert in yet, but I will. I have added Soft Sky, and I have embossed that with Softly Falling. Now, if you'll notice, I have actually put it upside down for a reason, because I was using it instead of snowdrops. I thought it would imitate sprinkles for the top of your cupcake, and I have actually put sprinkles on with, let me see if that'll focus a bit better. I have added sprinkles with a bit of stickles, just dotted on. There's one castell on it too, which is probably kind of playing your eye up a bit. If I maybe tilt it that way, you can now. But there's wee stickle spots on it. There you go, that's actually a clearer picture. So it does look like sprinkles on it. The cherry on the top is literally a red half-inch circle punch using real red, and then I've added glossy accents to it and just added a wee diamante in. Up here I've added 3 diamantes, and I've added the word sweet, which I've went over with a Winkastella. And this is using the sweet cupcake and cupcake cutout dies and stamp set. And I think it's quite pretty. It's not my usual. It's not something that I would steer to all the time, but I think the cupcake can be altered for quite a few occasions, and I think it'll be handy for, especially for last minute birthday cards for my son. If I stamp them out in various coloured frosting, some blues, some greens, I can get away with crossing it over quite a few different genres and age gaps. So that was my second card. My third card has took me a wee bit of time, and I'm not going to lie, it is a wee bit technical. I have had a wee few errors with it, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So this is the front of my card, okay, and I'm using the Floral Frenzy DSP. I have used Lemon and Lime Twist cardstock for these, and then I have actually used lime green stickles just to help lift it a wee bit, because when you're adding a tiny wee slither of paper round, it just doesn't look right. So adding, there you are there, that's the inside, just added with the wee slither of paper, and it's really not that appealing. So for the front I wanted to add that extra wee something, so I added the stickles, and I think it's quite pretty. The stamp set used for this is this little piggy, and I have cut all my stamps apart, so the sentiment and the image are separate. This was actually with this image, but I cut it apart, and I really quite like it. I have layered it on Whisper White onto Lemon and Lime Twist with the lime green stickles round it. And here I've added an extra hole punch, so you're getting like 1 piggy, 2 piggies, and then when you open it up you've got your 3 pigs. So I think it's quite nice. Down the bottom I've added another wee bit of the lemon and lime green stickles. I've added a wee bit to the flower and then some crystal, and then up on the wing I've also added crystal. So I'm just going to, because I've actually got a wee bit over here on that, so I'm just actually going to scrape that off with my X-Acto knife. I think it is a lovely card. And I think the step-by-step processes are there for you to work with, and then you can copy or eliminate what you don't want in it. It's completely down to you what you do with it. That's better. It's completely down to you what you do with it. As I said, the tutorial actually had both windows on the front, and I just felt I wanted it kind of like a step up. 1, 2, 3. That was just my opinion on it. And as I said, I wanted a wee bit of sparkle. So if you are interested in joining Scrimpy's Elite Group, you have to be a customer of Amanda Charlesworth for Stampin' Up. She does have her Facebook group, and she also has her Elite Group. The Elite Group is secret, no one can see it on Facebook, but when you spend £25 on average over the month, for instance, if you spend £100, that's you basically a member for 4 months. If 2 weeks later you spend another £100, you would be a member for the full 8 months. So it's not going to be you have to spend every single month. We know that's not feasible in all situations, but it is going to be on average. So it's really doable, unfortunately, especially for myself. I think I've got a membership for the next 6 years maybe. But I really love it, and these tutorials are great for printing out, having next to you, and on the tutorials it's got the materials you need, it's got the measurements you need, it's got the instructions that you need, it's got an image on it that you need. So you don't need to be online, you don't need to have a phone sitting watching it. You can literally just print it out, and I'm actually going to show you the back of mine so you can see how I do it. Okay, so mine are actually all in a poly folder, okay, and I have got a piece of, if I turn it that way, a piece of strong card in the back of it, and I literally set that up on my table with the tutorial I'm using at that time so I can read it, and it just is, it works perfectly for me to work with them. And at the beginning it tells me what materials I need, so I can then suss out, do I want that stamp set, do I want to change up to a different stamp set, what other stamp set will work with that layout. So you get to use a little bit of your own inspiration, but not have to be totally on point. And I find that really encouraging, because I do like to go a little bit off kilter slightly. As I said, like my cupcake one, that's completely different to the tutorial that was on it, but it's got the same layout. There was an embossed backing using a different embossing folder, but it was embossed. The cherry on the top was not part of it. Using the sprinkles on it was not part of it. Adding glossy accents wasn't part of it. Adding the banner with the word wasn't part of it. So you have got the ability then to say, I want that, I want that, I want that, but I also want that, and you can then adapt it. So I hope you've enjoyed having a wee look at what I've been up to today. And as I said, there is, in my opinion, no better Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK who offers such a hands-on service. She's not overly spread that she can't devote her time to her business. She responds to emails, private messages, text messages like that. And if she isn't going to be able to respond to it, you're aware of it prior to it. She will put up a message on her Facebook and on her group walls and just say, I'm unavailable due to blah blah blah, but, and she'll give you an alternative to how to contact the next in line type of thing. but she just offers an amazing service, and I can't praise her high enough. I really can't. I mean, I've been a friend of Amanda's for a long, long time now, but even without taking the friendship out of it, what she offers, I haven't seen another demonstrator offer to that degree. And we also have the Stampin' for All community group, which runs on Facebook, and it offers a challenge every Monday. Excuse me. Usually a sketch challenge. But recently we've been kind of spinning it up a wee bit, and we've had a few different ones: colour challenge, a case card challenge, which is copy and share everything, which really means, for instance, me showing you this card. I haven't gave you the instructions that I followed to get here, and I'm not going to do that because I feel that's a breach. But if you see this card and think, I think I can recreate that, go ahead. That is case. Okay. So there's the type of opportunities. The other ladies on the group are all Stampin' Up fanatics like myself, and they share all their inspiration. If they make a project, they'll share their picture. They'll tell you the details of that project, what materials they use, what DSP they used. And if you're interested in casing it, a lot of them will actually tell you how they achieved it. We are a very friendly group, and we support everyone. It is predominantly Stampin' Up because that's kind of our that's kind of the concept behind the group, is for all things Stampin' Up. But we understand that supplies run low. So for instance, if you want to take part in the weekly challenge, but you have run out of DSP, use an alternative excuse me, use an alternative brand. We're not going to say, well, you're not getting included because you haven't used all Stampin' Up on your card. We would love it if you do, but you're not going to be excluded for not. And as I said, if you run out of DSP but you've got the stamp set as your main feature, go ahead and join in. No one is going to blacklist you for that. We support everyone. And if you're anything like me, you'll see a project using something and you'll think, I want that. It's unreal. But anyway, so these are my cards from today. And as I said, they were from tutorials given to Scrimpy's Elite members. So I hope that's inspired you. I hope if you are a Stampin' Up fanatic and don't have a demonstrator, contact Amanda, because I can assure you, you will not find a better demonstrator. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you're all well. Bye for now.